Happy Sunday, all you Minties! This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today for my first haul of the year. That's right, we're going to be looking at my January of 2021 haul of graphic novels. So, let's get started. Welcome back, everybody. Now, before I get started, I'm sure you've probably noticed some of these books I've already done an overview of, so if you want to check those overviews out, they are on the channel. We have an Omnibus playlist, a comic book playlist, which shows trade paperbacks and collected editions like that, and then a hardcover playlist. But let's take a look at some of the books that I didn't do overviews of. We're going to start with a couple of these. I swore up and down I was done with single issues, but when we have covers like this by Patrick Gleason, holy crap, I had to get this cover. And then it turns out that there's a Venom one and he's doing a Carnage one, and now I have to try to find those. But this thing was just a work of art, and I just wanted to get it. I got clickbaited. Is that even, no, that's not even the term. I just saw the cover and I was like, I gotta have that. And then my buddy Kyle got me this awesome cover. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, issue number 1, artist edition. This one's limited to 450 print runs. This is the certificate of authenticity, but this is the Leonardo cover. If you've not read it, it is a freaking awesome story, Last Ronin. And I've shown these off on the Saturday stream, but just in case you don't watch those, these came from Sean, and I opened these up live. This is for me and my kids to read. It's the Peanuts Volume 5 trade paperback right here, which collects the colored Peanuts comics. And then the Archie's Big Book. This is Volume 6, High School Yearbook. This all came from Sean. He's an awesome freaking viewer, nice guy, and he just decided to send us some stuff. And these two issues right here, because he knows that I love horror comics. So this is so awesome. Thank you, Sean. As well as The Sandman Endless Nights. Now, I've done an overview of the Man of Steel Volume 2, if you want to check that out. This is on the hardcover playlist, where I'll just put up a link above if you want to see the full overview of the Man of Steel Volume 2. We have a Volume 3 solicited, and hopefully we'll have some more. One of our Patreons decided to send us these nice gifts here. And this is Batman, the Golden Age Omnibus Volume 6. These are brand new. And the Brave and the Bold Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 2. Now, he did not want to be named, so I respect that. But thank you so much. He said I could do whatever I want with these. So we are about to hit 40,000 subscribers, and once we do, I want to do another big giveaway because I love paying it forward. I'm a big fan of giving things away and making other people happy, so I will be happy to add these to those right there, to the pile of giveaways for a contest that we will be having once we hit 40,000 subscribers. So stay tuned to the channel or subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Ended up getting the rest of the hardcovers that I was missing from Viz's Fullmetal Alchemist. This is the hardcover edition. So I got volumes 3, 10, and 11. And this is by Hiromu Arakawa. And this series is already finished. She did all of it already in 27 volumes. But I wanted to get them in hardcover format because I'm just a fan of the hardcover format lately. You put a deluxe edition or something in hardcover that I really enjoyed already and I previously owned, and give me a nice presentation, I'm in. So that's why I decided to pick this up, as well as the future volumes. You have 10 and then 11 here. And somebody asked me how many are they going to do, and I think based on the fact that these are 1.5, not 2 volumes per one, it's probably going to be like 15 or 16 is what Viz said. So we will see. And I love the fact that these are all glossy pages, and then we have colored pages towards the beginning of each of the chapters. Damn, was this book hard to get. A Walk Through Hell, the complete series. This is from Aftershock. It is a hardcover edition, and I'm not kidding. I had this ordered day one, and the company I ordered from, they couldn't find it, and it took them about a month. 6 weeks before they canceled my order. So I was a little upset about that, but you know, what are you gonna do? First world problems. So I decided to just wait for the reprint. Apparently the first printing had a printing error anyway, so Aftershock was releasing the corrected printing. So once Cheap Graphic Novels got their copies in, I managed to get one from them. So I'm so glad I finally got this. I've not read this, but I mean, this is Garth Ennis, so of course I had to have this. And this is a nice hardcover. I love Aftershock comics. just about everything I've read from them has been awesome. And this isn't the only Aftershock book I picked up for the month of January. Picked up Dark Ark, Arc 1. So this is the story of Noah's Ark's twin ark, where all the demons and mythical creatures went. So not Noah's Ark, but a warlock's ark. And that's what this is. And I talked about how this was one of my hidden gems. It was in my Halloween special, my favorite horror or Halloween-centric graphic novels. And I decided to get to upgrade to the hardcover edition. If you all have seen my video on why I double dip, I don't need to justify myself. I love oversized artwork, and if I enjoy the story enough, I want to have it in the best format available. Hence, this baby right here. So this collects the first 2 series, but it's not finished yet. Because we have Cullen Bunn's All My Little Demons oversized hardcover here. This is the complete series. And when I had Cullen Bunn on the show on Monday, he was talking about how he wanted to call this a Omnibus, but they would not let him. But this has the Dark Ark 5-issue miniseries After the Flood. So it continues that storyline, whereas the first one had the first 15 issues, or what I think they were split up into... No, there were 3 trade paperbacks, not 2 trade paperbacks. But this also collects other horror stories that he's written for Aftershock Comics. So I have not read 2/3 of this, so I'm really excited to dive in and get a chance to read this. Does this have This is Witchhammer, isn't it? Yeah, Witchhammer. Damn, I love that book. I have the hardcover of that. I guess I don't need that anymore. But anyway, I also picked this up. Now, I've done an overview of all 3 of these Batman-related or Batman family-related trade paperbacks already, and you can check out the channel for those. As well as the new Teen Titans overview. This is Volume 5. Can't wait for that Volume 6, and hopefully we will keep getting some more. But this is also, again, we have separate playlists. This is in the Omnibus overview playlist. Alright, so let's gripe for a minute. I bought this X-Men comic because I'm going to prepare myself for the inevitable updated X-Men reading order that I will be doing starting in March, April, and probably May. It's going to take me that long, but... I gotta let my patrons know that it might be a 2-month thing. So, yes, our patrons are voting every month for what the next reading order should be. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be working on the Marvel Cosmic reading order here starting next week. And then next month, I'll put up the poll and people can vote on whether it's Superman or an updated X-Men reading order. My point is, I needed this book. I didn't have it. Found it on eBay, bought it. This was marked as... they said it was near mint. So I'll say, cool. It's $10, whatever. But, damn, come on, man. If you're going to lie to me about it being near mint, at least pull the stickers off. You're not even trying. Look, there's a sticker up there. This is all sticky. The book is in crap condition. I mean, it's remainder marks, and this is an X-Library book. X-Library. But you know what? So... Omar's going to be complaining to somebody. They're going to be hearing about this. So I'm going to be getting my money back, or they better send me another copy. Or you might see this copy for the reading order. I can't believe I didn't have these already, but these are the Black Monday murders from Jonathan Hickman. So these are books that were published over at Image, and both of them are in trade paperback format. I don't think they've done a hardcover of these yet, but... This is stuff before X-Men, before Fantastic Four. I think it was before his Fantastic Four run. But anyway, I can't believe I didn't own these. I had only read the first couple of issues, and I really enjoyed them. And for some reason, I thought I had these. I need to start taking inventory of the things that I have. I used to have something called the Delicious Library to keep track of my collected editions. Like Jonathan Hickman's loves this stuff. But I don't know what other program to use these days or what other app. So if you have an app, let me know in the comments down below what apps you're using to keep track of your collected editions. I'd love to know because I probably need something just because I thought I had this already. And hell, I may even find it. I did not do the same thing last month with Witches. Man, do I got first world problems. I can't be doing that stuff. But anyway, Black Monday Murders, Volumes 1 and 2. Alright, so my buddy Kyle sent me this mystery box, and inside are some comic books. I swear, he's trying to get me into single issues again. And I told him, I was like, man, I'm done. I can't go back to that life. So he's got me some key issues here. Let's see. I do love when he introduces me to new things. This is Border Town, some things I've not read. Mega Ghost, Batman Beyond, number 31, Batman and the Outsiders 1, Far Sector. Yes, this book is so awesome. Okay, so this is a variant cover. I love that cover, though. Jamal Campbell, if you've not read this, we've done an old reader, new reader on this. It is freaking phenomenal. The Clone Wars, and who is Nightwing? This is Nightwing 54. So thank you so much, Kyle. I know you're trying to get me back into singles, and I appreciate it. That is a cool cover. Huh. I don't know what Border Town is. I have not read it. All right, Castle in the Stars, Volume 4, from First Second. A Frenchman on Mars. If you've not read this, you are missing out on some of the most beautiful, wonderful sci-fi artwork. This to me feels like a Studio Ghibli, a Miyazaki film. Just beautiful watercolors. I mean, just look at this. It is so awesome. I think every time I show one of these, somebody always leaves a comment below and is like, okay, I don't know what that book was that you showed, but I definitely got it, or I got it for my kids, or I got it for my wife, I got it for my girlfriend, I got it for my husband. So I love introducing people to this book, because seriously, this is anime. This is a manga, but it's an original French comic, translated into English. We get one a year, and this is volume 4. I've not read this one, so I don't know if it's going to continue into a volume 5. I hope so, because I love the storyline. It's epic. It's beautiful. And maybe when the whole thing is over, I'd love to do a review or an overview of it. But this is the type of artwork that you're going to be getting in here. Now, on a whim, when I bought that book, Castle in the Stars, it was suggested that I buy this. This is the Golden Age Book 1. Also translated from the French, Roxane Morel and Cyril Pedrosa are the two creators. I Googled the images. That's what I did. I went to look on the internet. Well, let's look at what the artwork looks like. And I saw 3 pictures and I was like, buying it. I don't know what the hell this story is about. I hope it's translated into English, but I am buying it. So this is the kind of stuff, this is one of the pictures. I saw 3 pictures, and I saw something like this. To me, it felt like just looking at a tapestry, and then it also has modernized artwork in here. So this is the beginning of the story. Somebody's telling the story, and not everything has this red and orange tone, because later on you have things like this, and I just fell in love with it. So it feels like a mix of like medieval artwork with Disney elements in it. And the story turns out it's about a young princess who is heir to the kingdom, and her brother decides to take her out, and he wants to take over the kingdom. So she is exiled, and now she wants to return to her kingdom and get it back. So that's what the story's about. This is what, I mean, you know, it's not the most unique story, but I don't care. It was the artwork that led me here. This looks absolutely stunning. It is translated into English. It says book 1. I don't know how many books there are, or if it's even still going in France, but I would love to know. But this is what the artwork looks like. How could I say no to this? Seriously, this, just as I explained earlier, it felt like a Disney cartoon and was put in the setting of medieval paintings. Absolutely gorgeous and stunning, and I can't wait to read this whole thing. All of it, of course, translated into English into this nice, beautiful hardcover, and it is called The Golden Age, for those that are interested. Wonder Woman, Dead Earth. And I think Maddie has already done a review of this on Old Reader, New Reader, but I just finally got my copy. It just finally came in. This is by Daniel Warren Johnson. So let's take a look at it. And look at this beautiful artwork. I've not had a chance to read it yet. I'm going through some TKO books to do reviews of those, and I'm trying to wrap up some manga reading as well. So this is, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Did she lose an arm? No, she didn't. That was just the angle. Okay, so alternate reality, possible future. Like it already. Oh, I guess hence the title, Dead Earth. It does come with a dust jacket. And it is part of the DC Black Label line. So these are the dimensions of the Harleen book. Or the Batman Damn book. So actually, let's see what it's rated. Okay, rated 17+. So not sure what kind of things you're going to see in here. Maybe violence. Maybe some cursing. As I've not read it, I don't want to be too spoiled, but that artwork is freaking awesome. I love it. I love this possible future storylines when the world is at ends. I don't care how many times I've seen it. Days of Future Past really put me into these stories and with these alternate timelines. No matter how many times I see it, no matter how many times I read it, and my brain registers, hey, none of this is real, none of this matters. End of the day, every character that you know is still back being who they are. But I still feel lured into enjoying these stories because it feels so real sometimes. If it's done well. And this one looks freaking awesome. Alright, that's enough of that. This artwork is beautiful. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read this one. Now on the channel I've done an overview of the Scurry box set. All 3 beautiful Max Smith books. And I know some of y'all reached out to him after watching my video. So you were able to get yourselves a box set or each individual books with the sleeves. So that's awesome. But my buddy Samir was selling this box set. And I already have all of Claymore. And I was like, I don't need Claymore, the box set. But then when I saw pictures of the box set and presentation, damn it, goes a long way with me. I was like, you know what? Fine. Let's get the box set. So let's open this up and take a look at... Oh, that's beautiful. And you have the image right there. So for those of you that are wondering... Oh, cool. What is this little thing? Claymore illustrations. Okay. There's some beautiful artwork in here. For those of you wondering what Claymore's about, demons, chicks with swords, hot chicks with swords, and lots of violence and nudity. That's what Claymore's about. So think Berserk, but we actually have an ending. So I'll show you a little bit of what the artwork looks like in the first volume. So the Claymore are these group of warrior women. Right there, the silver-eyed warrior women who are half human, half monsters. And then they save villages from these monsters called the Yoma. And that's what they're set to do. So it's a group of these half human, half monster warrior women that fight with these badass swords. And there's a group of them. And yes, they fight these creatures known as the Yoma. So you'll be seeing a lot of this in here. I'll show you artwork from a future volume. Here we go. And I remember watching the anime many years ago, and the anime kind of had a cliffhanger like Berserk did, where it really didn't end. It just kind of stopped in the middle of a story. However, the manga does finish, so here's all 27 volumes of this. Unless some of you all know something I don't, that the manga is going to continue or something. But here's what these ladies look like, the Claymore later on. Oh yeah. I love this artwork. It's freaking awesome. The story is badass. And there's lots of deaths here too. So you can't get too attached to some of these characters. But this box set is beautiful. I love that it comes with its own little handle. Like I'm going to take it to work. Yeah. And this nice gift came from Kyle. This is the 6-gun, the Gunslinger edition. So the 6 guns come in these special limited edition, different kinds of box sets. Or slip cases, and then they also come in the deluxe edition format, and that's the way I've been getting them. But he managed to get me a volume 3, and I've got a volume 1 of the Gunslinger edition, and now I have to go and try to find the rest. So, anybody know where I can find volumes 2, 4, 5, and 6? Thanks, Kyle. He knows how much of a completist I am. But no, I love the rush. I love trying to find these books out in the wild. So hopefully when things start opening up, I'll go look for some Gunslinger editions myself. But this is one of my favorite series. It's really difficult to choose between this or Harrow County as my favorite Cullen Bunn series. But I kind of lean more towards this just because I really enjoy the characters that are in here. Last but certainly not least is a book I've been waiting over a decade for. Ever since I heard mention that this was coming out, I've been wanting this book, and it is now finally in my hands. It just came out in December, and I finally got it. And that is A Cockeyed Menagerie. It is the Drawings of T.S. Sullivant. So let's look inside here. Actually, let me show you this beautiful hardcover edition. And if you're not familiar with who T.S. Sullivant is, don't worry about that. Most people aren't. But we're going to talk just a little bit about him and his artwork. Okay? So let's open this up. Oh, man. So T.S. Sullivant was a artist that drew for Life magazine from 1888. Yeah, right here, 1888 all the way to 1926. And his art style influenced people like Walt Kelly. I love his art. I can't remember the first place I read. It must have been when I was in college and looking at, it was an art book that was there, and they mentioned his artwork. It was him and Art Young talking about just early artists. And he had the sketchiest art, and I loved it. So I read all the introduction. It's beautiful. Hey, that's what I was just talking about, Walt Kelly. But his art style was so just unique and different and so obscure. Kind of reminds me of like Edward Gorey, and then of course who influenced Tim Burton and other artists like that. Now it starts off really normal, but then it starts getting obscure and exaggerated, and he's known for drawing anthropomorphic animals. I love that. Like, I think it's great. We're looking at 1900 artwork. This isn't a comic book or a collected edition or graphic novel, but it's a collection of his life comics. That's what this is. So much like the case of The Far Side or Calvin and Hobbes that you've seen on the channel, or the Peanuts collection, that's what this is. Now, one of the things that they do warn you about, and I love this at the very beginning, so we have a publisher's note, and they pretty much mention the fact that even though he was such a great artist, there were still a different time. So this is a product of its time where the depictions of non-white races and different ethnicities, the working class, and women are depicted a lot different than you would have them this day. What I love about that is that they don't shy away from the fact that, you know, some people will find that offensive. However, they felt the need of keeping everything in here because then it wouldn't be complete. They didn't want to whitewash the past and say, look, he was perfect. Because if you ignore things like that, if you ignore the fact that these drawings happened, then you're taking away from the complete collection of his art. You're really not helping anybody. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer in that as long as they leave a note. Astro Boy did the same thing with a lot of Osamu Tezuka. Actually, most of Osamu Tezuka's work does have a little note. This is a product of its time. Different ethnicities were depicted a different way. So that's some of the stuff you will find in here, because we're looking at books from like 1888, 1890, 1900. Not a lot, but just in case that stuff bothers you, maybe overlook this book. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video where you can find this wonderful book if you're interested in something like this. It's not cheap, but it's something that I have been looking forward to. I remember hearing about this. Yeah, it was over a decade ago. They were talking about making a full collection of all his different comics, all his strips, from the beginning all the way until the end. And then they found some more and they kept finding more. And I love that. So that's awesome. So this is complete. This is as complete as we're going to get. And this is the guy that inspired a lot of people. And there's so much behind the scenes that were written about him. Like his approach at art, how much of a perfectionist he was, like how long he would sit there and sketch and doodle until the paper itself would start to just fall apart, that he would have to put another piece of paper in there to take its place. Man, that's dedication. That's art. And, you know, he never thought he was perfect. That's why he kept just drawing a bunch of cross-hatching and a bunch of what looks like scribbles to some people. But this is my favorite type of art style. It isn't perfect by any means, but I love this stuff. I think it's great. And yeah, if you've heard of him, please let me know in the comments down below. If you've picked this up, let me also know in the comments down below. So we have his first comic that was published, and then the last one. There are some political cartoons in here, and it's pretty interesting when you read about him, how he really didn't want to do that. There's also things from the biblical aspect of stories. So yeah, this is it. This is a beautiful book. This is something that I finally have, and I'm proud to add it to my collection. But that, as they say, is that. Most of these books are still available from our sponsor, and that was my haul for the first month of 2021. Let me know in those comments down below what you picked up in January, what you're hoping to pick up in February, and let me know if any of these books interest you. Sometimes I pick up books on a whim, sometimes I pick up books because you wonderful people suggest them to me. So I would love to know all those comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We put out videos every day. Again, thank you so much to our patrons. You all make videos like this possible. And check out those nice and slick end credits at the end of this video. At least I think they're slick. But anyway, thank you all again so much for watching. Please remember, everybody, stay healthy, stay safe, and much love to all of you.